and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make one of my favorite home-cooked recipes. This dish always reminds me of home, and it is red enchiladas with Mexican rice. I have here a cup of rice that I rinsed very well, and I'm going to let this thoroughly dry. You need to have your rice thoroughly dry so it won't stick to the pan. So while this is drying, I'm going to make the red sauce. I use the hot bueno chili that you can get at Walmart. And I have a saucepan here, and I'm just going to turn the heat up to high. Pour your red sauce in. See in there, there's still some more, so I'm just going to put a splash of water, shake it around, and pour it back in. It's still a little frozen, but that's perfectly fine. It'll just thaw here nicely. So now it's time to add. Actually, I decided just to let this melt all the way down first. Okay, that'll take a minute. You can see my sauce is now simmering on the sides. Now it's time to add our extra flavors. First, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of neslequick chocolate flavor. This just gives it a much more authentic flavor. My grandma used to do this, my mom. And then you're going to add just 1 teaspoon of salt. There we go. Going to give this a nice stir. And that is done. It's that simple. Perfect enchilada sauce. Okay. We'll see you for the next step. Now it's time to make the rice. My husband taught me how to make this and I love it. So let me share that with you now. In here I have 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to heat that up on medium-high. This oil needs to get hot because you need to toast this rice really well. That is the secret to the flavor of Mexican rice. It's really getting that toastiness out of each grain. So I'm just going to let this heat up and then we'll start toasting. Now that my oil is nice and hot, I'm going to start toasting the rice. And you have to keep stirring, don't walk away. And this is going to take a few minutes to get nice and golden brown. And you need the right color, so I am going to keep toasting this, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. It's been 7 minutes. As you can see, the rice has changed color. It is now a nice golden color. It smells so good. It's nice and toasted in that oil. Now it's definitely ready to move on to the next step. And that next step is to add 4 cups of hot water from your sink. So turn your sink on to hot and put in 4 cups of water. I'm going to do that right now. Now it's time to add our seasonings. I'm going to lower the heat now to medium-low and let that keep boiling. I'm going to add 1 package of Sazon Goya. You can buy this in the Mexican aisle of your local grocery store. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of Maggi seasoning. This is the exact same thing as Knorr. This is the chicken flavor. And again, that's 1 tablespoon. I'm going to give this 1 final stir. And now we leave this alone. We do not stir again. I am going to add some frozen vegetables. This is optional. You don't have to do this, but I think it makes the rice much more delicious. This is frozen straight from the freezer. This is just a mixture that I like to buy at Sam's. Has peas, carrots, and green beans. You can use any vegetables you like. You can use canned vegetables. Just make sure you drain it first. And I'm not going to mix that. It'll spread around on its own. So 4 cups does seem like a lot of water, but the rice knows how much it wants to absorb, and the rest will get evaporated. So this is just going to sit here and simmer on medium-high until it has no bubbles. I'm sorry, medium-low. I said medium-high, but medium-low. And I'm just going to let it simmer until there's no bubbles, and I'll show you what that means right now. You'll know this rice is done when all the bubbles are gone. And this is what I mean by that. Using a very thin spoon, just very carefully spread a little bit of the rice. Do you see that? There's water and bubbles. So this rice is not done yet. So we're going to let this cook until you do this little split thing and there's no bubbles. Our rice is officially done. If I do that little split open test, you'll see there are no more bubbles in there at all. So our rice is done. This took my pan approximately 20 minutes. It might be different for you. Just make sure, like I showed you, there are no bubbles. So let me put this rice on the table and I'll show you how I assemble my enchiladas. Now it's time to assemble the enchiladas. These corn tortillas are tortillas that I lightly fried. If you want a video showing you how to do that, I'll leave a link in the description. You just get 1 tortilla, you dip it into the sauce on both sides, shake off the excess, put it on your plate. You fill the center with cheese and a little bit of onion. If you don't like raw onions, you can leave it out, but I would like to suggest an idea to you. Buy some dehydrated onions at the store, mix them up with a little bit of water and try that. The onion flavor is not so harsh, but you still get a very nice onion leaf flavor. Let me know if that works out for you, people out there who don't really like raw onion. So I'm going to roll this. And there's 1 enchilada. Let me just make 1 more. Okay, that's 2. And now I'm going to microwave these for maybe 1 minute to 2 minutes just to melt that cheese. And here is my finished plate. I have my enchiladas, I have my Mexican rice, and I have some beans on the side. This is really one of my favorite dinners. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know how it came out for you. Thank you, bye!